What's up YouTube, this is Tubedigga. This is the first video in a new series called Something for the Weekend. So every Friday I'm going to upload a new video which will feature some software, hardware, something in my studio or other interesting content. In this episode we're going to take a look at the Fabric plugin synth and I'm going to show you how I program an ambient soundscape from scratch. So Fabric was one of the plugin synths that was released alongside the MPC Key 61 in summer 2022. This is a paid for product, so some of you may not have this. It isn't a free download or a free upgrade that would come with one of the recent MPC updates. You do have to purchase this separately from Akai Pro. But I do thoroughly recommend it. It's a brilliant plugin synth, it sounds great and it's got loads of programmability, which I'll show you in this video. So as you can see, I've got Fabric loaded onto track 1 in my plugin program area at the bottom of the screen. And we're going to take a look at the program editor. So I'm going to go to Menu, Program Edit, and here's Fabric. So let's just take a look at the interface here. We've got the main page where you can see we've got the preset that we can choose at the top. So first of all, starting with that, I'm going to double tap there, and I'm going to scroll down and choose the initialize preset. And that will give us a pretty much blank slate. So you can see underneath that in the main area we've got two layers or two oscillators. Now it does say oscillators here, but if we double tap that we can choose a number of different types of sounds. So we've got a big long list here. We've got pianos, electric pianos, keyboards, strings, choirs, bells, guitars, pads, everything. I'm going to choose FX. And you can see that the actual sound for that layer updates underneath. This one's called Spectral Loop, so I'm going to double tap there and I'm going to choose this one which I really like, called Cold Steel. Now by default it's just layer 1 that is switched on. You can see that oscillator 2 or layer 2 is switched off. We can switch these on and off easily. These are basically just mute buttons, and just to the side of that you've got independent volume controls. And this dial at the top is your panning. At the bottom of the screen we've got the global controls. So we've got a global filter cutoff, resonance, we've got amplitude attack, release, we've got a formant control, sample start, we've got our delay and reverb effects, which again are global. By pressing main we can go to the second page or the sub page. And you can see we've got some more options at the bottom of the screen. We've got a percussion layer that we can add. And the third page is your transposition, tuning, pitch bend, polyphony, and we've got glide as well. So I'm going to leave all of this as the default settings. Let's just take a listen to this Cold Steel. So in my opinion, that's a really nice sound that we could just use straight off the bat. It's really great. Let's just take a listen to it an octave down. Let's go down again, another octave. So let's take a look at some of the independent layer controls. So let's go to layer 1. We've got 5 pages here. We've got sample, amp, this is our amplitude envelope. We've got a filter page, pitch and LFO. Let's just check out some of the filters. So if we go to where it says mode, it's low pass 12 dB by default. Let's double tap there. Let's choose the band 18. So if you don't already know, a bandpass filter isolates a specific frequency. It's not like a low pass where you can just shut off the high frequencies or a high pass where you can reduce the low frequencies. This actually focuses on a specific frequency and we can put a spike in that by increasing the resonance. So because I'm playing this quite low, I think I'm going to use it at this pitch and use it at a relatively low cutoff frequency for the filter. So I'm going to keep it as that. Let's now go back to the main page and switch on our second layer. Let's change this from oscillator to choir. And let's choose one of these choirs. So let's choose full choir oo. Now they're both playing at the same pitch, but we do obviously have independent pitch controls for both of these layers. So let's go to layer 2. And on the samples page, you can see at the bottom here, we've got octave, semitone, and sense or fine tuning. So let's increase the octave. Let's just offset the sense to give it a bit of an inharmonic, spooky kind of feel. Let's go back to the main page and let's just switch on the reverb, increase that. And if we use this arrow in the bottom right hand corner, we can scroll across to reveal the reverb tab, and we can click on that and adjust the reverb itself. So I'm going to give this quite a long time, so let's give it 10.5 seconds. Let's put the mix around 50%. Let's take a listen to that. So that gives us a nice tail, but we can also, if we just switch the reverb off for a second, we can either use the global release to give this a tail as well. So let's increase that to 70% maybe. So that way you're using less processing power because you're not using the reverb, and the release time gives you a kind of a reverb effect. Let's now go to layer 2 and go to the amplitude envelope page, and let's just increase the attack of the actual second layer so this creeps in after the cold steel effect. So if we wanted independent amplitude controls for these, like a long release time on this and a shorter release time on layer 1, we could simply go to the main page. Let's bring the release time down to 0. And let's go to layer 1, amp. Let's increase the attack of that and the release of that. And let's go to layer 2 and do the same, but let's just adjust them slightly differently. Let's give the choir a longer release time and maybe a slightly shorter attack. So now I'm going to play a chord. So let me just make sure my KeyStep Pro is in chromatic mode. Let's just play a chord. The thing I like about the KeyStep Pro is that you can press hold. And it will hold whatever notes you've played, so you don't have to keep pressing the keys. So what we can also do is use the filter envelope on one of these sounds. So let's use it on layer 1. You can see it's got a very sharp attack, very short decay there. So let's increase the attack to 10 seconds. Let's drag out the release time. Let's just bring this sustain up a bit. So we've got a classic ADSR envelope there. And let's increase the envelope depth. Let's see how that sounds. So as you can see, it's a very, very capable plug-in synth fabric. It's excellent. I really love the sound. It's got some great oscillators. Before I finish up, let me just show you how you can very quickly and easily save this preset and then recall it from the new sounds menu in MPC. So let's press the save icon. Let's go to MPC documents, and it's already in Fabric, I believe. And let's just call this Scape 1. Press do it and save. And if we go to menu, sounds, let's go to the second page where we've got the favorites. And if we just click there and hold, that immediately stores that as one of our favorite presets. So that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of Something for the Weekend. I will be back next Friday with another video, which will be interesting for anyone that owns an old S-Series sampler, because I've got something nice coming in the post. Last of all, if you want private lessons with myself, please contact me at tubedigga@gmail.com for more details. And also there's my MPC Masterclass video course at courses.tubedigga.com. Please go and check that out if you're interested in either the standard or premium version of the MPC Masterclass. There's a discount code you can use, all capitals, MPC Masterclass 20, and that will give you 20% off. There's other courses up there. There's a Machine Plus course and the Isla Instruments S2400 course. So do go and check that out. It's courses.tubedigga.com. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I'll see you next Friday.